Hi, Malvika. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
So, Malvika, we'll wait for other participants to join and then we'll get started.
Sure. Can I switch off the camera for 2 minutes?
Yeah, sure,
Like,
please.
if yeah.
Sure. So, Malvika, it's 11 o'clock. I guess we can get started if you are ready. Okay,
Sure.
great. Sure. Okay, good morning, everyone. I'm really happy that you all have spared time on Saturday morning and have joined us for this webinar. We are really excited to have you all here and excited to have Malvika here with us. So I'll share my screen and then we'll get started. So the topic for today's webinar is hormones and women health. As we know, this topic is quite close to all of us, right? We all deal with these things, especially women and also men who are supporting women. So for that reason, we all are here to more about this topic in detail. And then we have Malvika Fulwani, who's an expert, certified diabetes educator, clinical dietitian, in fact, and also a founder of Healthitude. She has a passion about evidence-based nutrition and guided more than 1,000 people actually towards better health through personalized diet and lifestyle interventions. She's quite passionate about women health, and hence we invited her to talk more about it, uh, this topic, and take her expertise and guidance that how we can work on this, how we can improvise and ask questions about it. So the way we are going to run this webinar, Malvika would cover some of the topics that she has in mind, right? She wants to talk about it. We'll cover those topics, and at the end we'll open up for the Q&A session as well, so that you all who are participating in this webinar can ask any questions that's related to the topic as well. So Malvika, over to you.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you so much. At the onset, I would like to really thank Nilima Chakra to actually introduce me to Preeti and Project PMI North to give me this opportunity to talk on something I'm very passionate about. Actually, we all are, as Preeti rightly said, we all have some or the other way in which we are connected to women health. Either we are women who are going through different phases, or we are men who are helping and supporting women with their different phases. And so thank you so much, uh, PMI North, PMI North India, Preeti, Nilima, for this opportunity, and all the people who have come today to listen to us on a Saturday morning during the festivities. Thank you so much. Without further ado, I would really like to tell you why women health. So we all go through a lot of time. We all go through a lot of Instagram posts and social media platform things where we know that there are not many studies done on women, but women health is important at various phases that women go through. Like right from the day she's born, she is a child. Okay, so kids, the toddlers, and the kids require different kind of nutrition, different kind of upbringing. Then she starts with periods. That is a hormonal imbalance every month she goes through, and during that that is called puberty. That requires a different kind of nutrition. Then after going through during her reproductive years, during after she gets married and adult life, she requires different nutrition, because that's when she plans a family, and pregnancy requires different, perimenopause, menopause, everything requires everything during her span of life. There are different phases, and this different phases require different kind of health related stuff. That is what we call holistic health. And that's when you require nutrition, different upbringing, and different way of environment, and different requirements for the body as well. So that is why we study hormones, because it is the messenger. So we have this laptop or phone. Okay, this is a hardware that we have in front of us. हमारी body जो है, एक women की, it is the body we have, it's the hardware we see, but the machinery inside, which is so complex, the organs which are so complex, but in between we require the electricity to run. Like even if the machinery is good, even if the inside software is good, hardware is good, but until we don't charge the phone doesn't work. It is the same way. If the hormones are not balanced, though आपके organs are all good, like आपका KFT सही होगा, आपका your HbA1c would be good, your cholesterol would be good, your KFTs, LFTs, your HB, सब कुछ सही होगा. But in the end, if hormones are imbalanced, even if your progesterone is less, or if your testosterone is high for women, everything goes haywire. That is the electricity in the body. We say hormones are messengers in the body which keep the body running. It's not just for women, it's for everybody, on every walking human on earth. Hormones are the most important part in our body. They are the showstoppers. They are the show runners, and so anything imbalanced in them is what creates havoc. So, Preeti, if you could run the presentation.
Sure. Yeah, Nilima, you want to say something?
Hey, Nilima, it's so good to see you. Good morning. Is she saying something?
I guess she wanted to. But I would request all of you, please don't add the note takers in the webinar, right? I would request. And please just remove, if you have added, please remove the note takers. Yeah, I'll share the screen, and please use a Q&A channel in order to ask any questions that you would like to post, right? And we'll try to answer that at the end of the webinar. Yeah, I'll start sharing my screen.
It's very blurred.
Yeah.
Is it just me or it's blurred for everybody?
Is this blur? I hope. Okay.
Hi. Hi, Malvika.
Hi,
Thank you so
Nilima.
much. Hey, I wasn't able to unmute myself in the beginning. It has finally worked. Thank you so much for being here. We're really looking forward to this talk. And yes, it is blurred. Um, and I would repeat
Hi.
Preeti's request. Please do remove your note takers. Only Preeti is taking the notes, and all your questions you can, direct to Malvika. You will have the time to ask your questions. Preeti, this is looking good now. Thank you so much. And thanks, Malvika. I'm really looking forward to this talk.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. If we could go a slide above it.
Yeah. Are you able to
Yes.
see my screen, Malvika?
Yeah. It's amazing. Now it's done. Unblurred and
Great.
everything.
Great. Okay. Malvika?
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you
it's
see my
again
screen?
blurred. Yeah, but the screen is blurred again.
Okay. It's taking time to load actually, Malvika.
Oh, okay, no worries. So
Yes.
today, as I said, we are talking about hormones. We will be discussing the objectives of the session. The previous slide would say is we are going to discuss about what are hormones. I actually gave an introduction to hormones. Caution here, I will be most of the time talking about women health only. Of course, hormones are very important for male as well, but it's a topic for another time. Today we are talking about women health. We are going to discuss we are going to understand what hormones and their role in women health, learn about hormonal fluctuations across life stages, as I rightly said, explore lifestyle impacts on hormones, practical dietary tips for hormone balance, nutritional management of common conditions. So this is how we are going to discuss. Okay. I will try to, it is a very vast and broad topic. All the points might require like, different sessions, but I would like to cut down short and actually give an introduction to each of the topic today to you. And yeah, so let's get into understanding what hormones are. As I rightly said, they are chemical messengers. As I said, as I gave you the example, it is the charging, the electricity that runs the phone or your laptop or anything. You make the best of your body. You wear the best of dresses. You take good care of all your biochemical parameters. But somewhere or the other, if your hormones are imbalanced, if your sleep cycle is not good, which will actually impact your cortisol levels, that is what we call stress hormones, or if your sleep is not good and you're very stressful, it might actually impact your prolactin, which is actually so then it will create a lot of different other problems. If one hormone goes haywire, different other. And you can see, as the slide rightly says, that hormones are chemical messengers produced by endocrine glands. The glands which actually produce hormones are called endocrine glands, and these hormones regulate metabolism, growth, reproduction, moods, and energy balance. Everything is run by hormones. They act via receptors to influence gene expression and enzyme activity. Uh, Everything, if you're, so as we say that we have got some of the features from our parents, even those features which are actually embedded on our DNA are actually taken care by hormones. Any disruption in the hormones can actually cause conditions like PCOS, thyroid dysfunction, and metabolic syndrome. There are there are now prevalence says that one in six women, the reproductive ages, might have any one of the hormonal conditions like thyroid dysfunction or insulin resistance or PCOS or all the three of them. So, hormones disruption with the stress we are actually seeing, the blue light effect of the screen, all of these causes a lot of problems, and that is why hormones are being disrupted. Next slide. So the hormones we are going to discuss today in respect to the hormones in respect to women health are estrogen. Estrogen and progesterone are the ones which regulate menstrual cycle, bone density, cardiovascular health. Progesterone actually helps in maintaining pregnancy and calms the nervous system. Then we are going to discuss insulin. Insulin is one of those hormones which actually is very important for everybody, from like the person, from the baby born to the, not the only women, it is actually important for everybody because it is the insulin which, it is insulin, the hormone which actually stabilizes your sugar. And if sugar is stabilized, there is a lot of things that is stabilized in your body. But if anything haywire with insulin, it creates a lot of havoc in the body because insulin is related to metabolism and insulin might create PCOS as well. Insulin regulates blood glucose, closely linked with PCOS. Then cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone. If all other hormones are best in your body, but cortisol is haywire, nothing can go right. It is cortisol which creates stress. It is cortisol which creates sleeplessness, anxiety. It also actually increases your insulin resistance. And so it is very important to keep uh, cortisol at bay. Then comes thyroid hormone. Thyroid is behind thakan, susti, kamzori. Thyroid creates hair loss. Thyroid is the one which creates weight gain or even weight loss if it is hyperthyroidism. So yeah, it is the one which actually regulates your heart rate as well. Thyroid hormones are control basal metabolic rate and energy. That is why it is important. Prolactin, as we know, it is behind milk production, and oxytocin is bonding, lactation, emotional connection. Oxytocin is actually into, creating a little good mood and everything. So these are the hormones that we are going to talk in relation to women health. These are the key hormones which help women through her life, and anything disrupting in these can cause different problems that we are going to discuss further. Hormonal, next. So now we are going to discuss hormonal fluctuations. We discussed hormones, and as I said, if the fluctuation in insulin might create. So we are going to discuss the various hormonal fluctuations across life stages in further details. So, there are a lot of fluctuations that we go through, and there are research papers, not actually many, but which say any of one of the fluctuation is bound to happen in women. So if there is no problems with if there are a lot of women who go through problems with menstrual cycle every month. Like I have a client who has PMS, premenstrual syndrome, every month, wherein before starting her periods, like if she's going to start a period, if she is born to start her periods on the Tuesday, she'll start having some of the other pain, some थोड़ा सा उसको क्या cramping वगैरह Saturday से ही होना शुरू हो जाता है, Sunday से ही शुरू हो जाता है. That is why we say premenstrual syndrome, that menstruation cycle शुरू होने के पहले से she starts to have those symptoms related to periods, and every month during her menstruation she sees this problem. If there is, and I have a few clients who have problems during the first and the second day of period. If periods are not a problem, if menstruation is not a problem, a lot of women go through problems during pregnancy. If periods are good, pregnancy is good, a lot of women go through depressions during postpartum. If all of these things during reproductive years are good, then they have problems during perimenopause. That is during the time when periods are about to cease, and that is also not a problem. They see a problem during menopause. So it is said that at least one or the other problems during the life stage might have a problem, or they might have problems during all the phases of life. But yeah, what happens during these, what fluctuations happen during these phases is, during menstrual cycle, estrogen rises in follicular phase, mood and energy improves, ovulation occurs during the LH surge. There is this follicular phase. There are four different times in our monthly cycle. We have a follicular phase wherein your follicles and your overall endometrium lining around your uterus is actually forming. And then we have LH luteal phase, and progesterone is this is when the hormones are actually higher. And then when there is a surge, and you start to when the endometrium is actually broken down, you see everything, all the debris and the blood being as periods. So PMS symptoms might start possibly during the luteal phase. Then during progesterone, period cycle is a little too tedious. I hope I could actually make you understand what happens. There is a first 15 days during the cycle, the estrogen and progesterone are higher at a balanced stage. When we start to see when it's during the luteal phase, after about 25 to 28th day of the cycle, the hormones start to drop down, because of which we can see, because of the estrogen and progesterone shifts, we see a lot of changes in our mood and different other metabolism and other factors in our body. So this is the fluctuations that keep happening every month in a female. So I have actually seen weight obsessed women who check their weight during the first 15 days of the cycle, and they actually see, because of estrogen, progesterone, and because of their metabolism being very good, because of their moods being a bit better during these first 15 days of the cycle, they see a difference in their weight, like while working out, while doing various physical activities, or actually following a very strict diet. They see 2-3 kgs weight loss during the first 15 days. And during the next 15 days, when the hormones are actually fluctuating and becoming lower, their energy shifts, their metabolism become a little slower, and they actually there is a little surge because of hormone fluctuations. They actually, because of a hormone getting reduced, there is a little bit of water retention in the body. Electrolytes are a little imbalanced. They start seeing stagnation in weight loss, or they start seeing even weight gain because of water retention. And that creates another, because of the mood shifts during periods, you might gain weight, you might feel bloated, and because of which you see a number change in on the machine, and that creates further stress and cortisol rise, and they gain further more weight. So yeah, every month this cycle keeps going. First 15 days after periods, you see a lot of energy, you do a lot of workout, you lose weight, and during the 15 days you are feeling a bit low because of the hormone effect, because of the hormones playing. And then after, because hormones are being a little fluctuated, we get into it, we start craving, and then we actually end up, the vicious cycle keeps going because of the hormone. Next time, if you're craving sugar or anything, it's not you, your willpower, but your hormones to be acted to be the culprit. But then don't get into that vicious cycle. Follow a little more, and then you will actually see there is no difference in the. So I actually refrain people from standing on the weight machine during that time of the cycle. But then I have had people who stand like on the weight machine 24 times a day, like every hour they are just standing on the weight machine, before eating food, after eating food, before eating. So yeah, we'll come to balancing your hormones via weight. Yeah, nutrition is one of the key, and we'll come to that. Let's just do the fluctuations. Then during pregnancy, estrogen and progesterone rise to support fetus. Prolactin prepares for lactation. Prolactin is one of the hormones which actually play a very important part during lactation only. But because of a lot of stress during these days, during these times, especially uh, in today's world now, we are seeing a rise in prolactin during the during the reproductive stages also, which is like, prolactin is behind. When prolactin is high, estrogen and progesterone are not really working well, and you don't see periods. Okay, so then if your prolactin, your stress levels are high, your endocrine glands, prolactin ज़्यादा बनता है, and then your periods are seized. So if your periods are seized, then there is a lot of problem. So this is happening. This can actually cause PCOS as well. So that is one of the reasons that prolactin has to be kept at bay. Then comes postpartum. During postpartum, there is a rapid drop in estrogen, progesterone, which causes mood swings. There are a lot of women I have come across whom I have actually counseled postpartum, like after delivery, because I have not seen any one woman I have come across after delivery who is not into depression. Because there are a lot of mood swings because of the hormone drop. And we have to, around this time is when we have to actually take care of our lifestyle. It is very important. And then comes menopause. It is one of those stages when, estrogen during menopause, estrogen declines, leading to hot flashes, bone loss, metabolic changes, and menopause creates a lot of havoc in women health. Especially now more than ever in this generation, we know that there's a lot of problem. It's not just a phase, but we really need to take care around that time as well. So yeah, now we next slide. So these were the different fluctuations. As I said, we see a lot of fluctuations during each phase of life in a woman's life, and therefore it is very important that we put a lot of effort in women health. And this has been recognized with healthcare sector as well. And now, after actually realizing that we have started giving a bit of importance to women health, and now people are actually into researching on women health. We don't have much of research paper on women, but we actually just have animal studies, and we discuss it. We get results from men studies, but now we are giving importance to women health as well, because women health and men health are really very, very different. Now we come to lifestyle impact on hormones. So it is very important that your lifestyle is holistic. Holistic health is one of those things that I will tell you. It is very important. The four pillars of holistic health is nutrition, exercise, sleep, and your social circle. If your lifestyle, if you lead a holistic health lifestyle, you will never have any problems with your hormones. It's really important, because if your sleep cycle is good, if you're exercising, if your nutrition is good, you might not have stress. And while you don't have stress, your cortisol will not be affected. And since your cortisol is not affected, your sleep cycle is better. None of the hormones will be actually, I don't know if I have told even Nilima about this, but then I have had a client who had a lot of stress, and he just went to Himalaya for a retreat. It was a 2 lakh rupee retreat for 15 days, where he had to switch off his phone, and he had to switch off everything. He just had to go there and live. He had to eat that holistic, that fiber-rich, protein-rich food, enjoy the weather, enjoy the nature, and stay in nature in with 21 days. Uh, Before going, his sugars were high, his cortisol was high, insulin was high, cholesterol was high. All the blood parameters which could create a havoc in his life were high. After 21 days, when he actually came back from retreat, paying 2 lakh rupees, enjoying his life, not taking any stress of work or anything, he came back. Everything was normal, like so good that ideal reports. I was like, the reference ranges that you get on the right on a blood report. Um, you could see that they were like in the reference range, and within 3 months, again, his reports got into changes. But because, once you are off the phone, once you're off the stress outside, once you are actually sleeping well, eating well, exercising well, your numbers are going to change. But it is such, but you cannot always stay in Himalayas paying 2 lakh rupees for 21 days, right? So we need to live with the work that we have. And how are you going to get the 2 lakh rupees if you actually stop outside world, if you stop phones, if you stop working? How are you going to do that? You cannot be a sannyasi, a sage all the time, right? We have to manage everything with the ongoing things, and we have to keep working in this competitive world. So we really need to actually balance all of these things. And once we balance, we learn the way we balance all of these things, we would actually create a balanced hormonal condition, and we can actually create. So these are the 4 pillars which we need to take care of, because that is how, stress is chronically high cortisol, chronically it creates high cortisol level, which disrupts ovulation, promotes insulin resistance. Sleep, on the other hand, if is inadequate, it decreases melatonin, increases ghrelin, that is, the hunger hormone. So, whenever you're awake late at night, you crave. And when you're awake at night, I have never heard. Do you guys, when are awake at night, eat cucumber or salads? No, I have never heard anyone eating salads at night while binge watching Netflix. It is at time we actually go for that ice cream tub or that chips packet, don't we? So yeah, all the wrong things, right, Nilima? So, it is, if your sleep is not right, your ghrelin is high, and it will actually create hunger. And hunger, binge eating wala hunger, which actually makes you regret later, which creates further, when you actually, which when you after your ghrelin is satisfied, you sleep, and when you get up in the morning, you regret eating what you ate at night, and then it creates further it increases cortisol further, and this is the vicious cycle that you go into. So inadequate sleep creates a lot of problem. It also decreases leptin. So sleep has actually created a havoc by creating reducing melatonin. Inadequate sleep has reduced melatonin, which will induce sleep further, increase ghrelin, which will make you feel hungry, and it will reduce leptin, which is a satiety hormone. Like, it makes you feel satisfied. It is inadequate sleep reduces leptin. Like, even if you eat one full packet of chips or one full packet of Lays with a bowl of ice cream, still you will not feel satisfied because your leptin levels are low because of inadequate sleep. So you really need to sleep well. Minimum 6 hours is what is ideal for everybody. So yeah, then comes exercise. So, the 2 lakh rupees that my client gave for the retreat can be free for you. Like, if you want to be stress free and don't want to pay 2 lakh rupees for the retreat, you just require 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And that is, you need to do some physical activity, which will actually create more of serotonin in your body. And so even if you give 30 minutes to increase the serotonin level, and that doesn't require going to the gym. I'm saying free of cost. Exercise is the free retreat that my client paid 2 lakh rupees for. And you can do it for free, just walking in the nature, walking in your hall, your living room, while watching TV, while talking on phone. Your body creates if the phone shouldn't be very stressful where you're shouting on your client or your employees. If you're talking to a friend, reminiscing your old memories, being nostalgic, having a good time, then it can actually help you create serotonin, which will actually make you further happy. Exercise moderates and improves insulin sensitivity and energy balance. Over exercise may suppress cycles. So over exercise is also not important, but yeah, it is a free of cost stress reductor, which is actually very underrated. Exercise is something people come to me and say, I don't have time for exercise, give me diet, I'll follow diet. And it is not right to follow just diet. You need a little bit of physical activity, not to lose weight, but to balance your hormones. And nutrition, of course, plays a key importance, which we are going to. It is my area of expertise, and the next few slides are going to be only on nutrition, where we are going to discuss lifestyle things that we actually do. Yes, next. So dietary tips for hormonal balance. So hormone balance is so important that as I said, it is during all phases of life. And what all we are going to what all foods is important to create this balances. These are the food. You need a balanced diet. Okay, it is very important to have a balanced diet. And I always say your diet should be rich in FFP. FFP is fiber, fat, proteins. Fiber plays a very important role in increasing leptin. Leptin is the hormone that actually helps you feel satisfied. Fat, which has a very culprit role, that fat should. There was a time when people were doing zero fat diet, making food via water and all. But fat is very important for our fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, which will D.
कितनी बार बोलो, आपको चाहिए आप बोलो, मैं खाते वक्त खींच के नहीं.
Sorry.
And
Yeah.
And protein, as we all know, is required. It is not really. So basically, I'll tell you one of before we start, I'll give you an example of one of my clients whom we recently could help with PCOS without any medication, but via diet and exercise, of course, and maintaining a good sleep cycle of minimum 6 hours. She is a corporate client, 33 years, and she was facing a lot of problems with her periods. Her cycles were not regular. She was actually missing periods 3 months in a row. So we just got her test done, and her hormones were fluctuating. Her insulin levels were high. She was pre-diabetic, and we put her on a FFP diet. So that's how we actually maintained her FFP, fiber, fat, protein. Healthy fats, we actually gave her omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation and support hormone production. Omega-3 fatty acids are in avocados, nuts, olive oil, even there in rice bran oil. So help omega-3 fats are those which help increase HDL levels, which is a good cholesterol, and once HDL cholesterol is high, LDL cholesterol tends to reduce, and that's how we actually helped her with giving avocados in breakfast, nuts and oil seeds, and that's how healthy fat helps. Of course, moderation is the key. Moderation is the key for anything that you actually have in your body. Then fibers. Fiber is something I can keep going on. I can take a session only on fiber, because fiber is something so underrated. People think that they are having, but they don't. I have had a number of people who say I eat fiber every day, but when we discuss, they don't have fiber. we don't take fiber in our diet. We take either fiber is what we get fiber from either vegetables and fruits. But then, are we eating vegetables and fruits in today's daily life? Are you taking fiber? Are you taking a bowl of salad? Are you taking a bowl of soup? No, we don't tend to. We are either eating chana, chola, because we actually think proteins are important, but we are not taking sabziyan. How many of you eat sabziyan? None, very less. And when we are eating sabzi also, are we eating in a bowl or we are just eating this much? We tend to eat more of gravies. Gravies don't have a lot of fiber. The gravy ke saath we have the sabzi, that is more important. Vegetables play a very important role, and I always suggest that we should have 30 vegetables in a week. 30 vegetables in a week. How many of us are eating 30? I have come across people, who say we eat 30, but they are not. 30 vegetables, is very easy to have. One in breakfast, one in lunch, one in dinner will lead to 21, 7 for a week. And then we can, and one in lunch, which should be raw in a form of salad. So then it will be equal to 28. This is how you take 30 vegetables. But we are not taking. Do we take vegetable upma? No, we don't add vegetables to our upma. We don't add onion, or but 30 bowls of veggies or 30 pieces of veggies. 30 portions of veg. 30 servings of veggies. 30 serving is one cucumber is one serving. One carrot is one serving. If you're going for a big vegetable, then it is one bowl. 100 grams of a vegetable is what I always say is one serving, and you should have that much. Like if you are eating dal palak, so you know what I have come across people, they take this much of rice and then they add only this much of palak, and that too just to create that they have added something. But that's not how. If you're taking dal palak, this much should be a rice, this much should be rice, and that this much should be vegetables. That is what fiber is important for, because it supports gut and it also helps estrogen clearance. Also, uh, fiber improves uh, fiber improves the gut microbiota. Many of us would have heard here that gut is where your immunity lies. Don't you all know that? Abhi to there are a lot of the whole of social media is filled with gut microbiomes, gut health, gut health, gut health. But is it so important? Is it the hype is good? Yeah, it is. It is important because gut is where your immunity lies. If you are being if you're being subjected to fever, if you're being subjected to constant infection, you should actually check if your gut health is good. And if your gut health is good, then there might not be much of problems. For gut to be better, you need to improve the microbiomes. For the microbiomes in your gut to be improved, you really need to eat good fiber, and make sure you actually take fiber in the form of vegetables as much as you can. Breakfast may try to add onions to your poha, add vegetables to your dosa, even masala, even aloo if you are adding it, even if potato you are adding to your dosa, add. As important as protein is, fiber plays more important role. So yeah, fiber is important for hormonal balance. Then comes proteins. Protein again is not hyped. It is important. But like बालों से लेके पैरों के नाखून तक के everything is protein. Protein is hormone. Like hormones are made out of protein. So if you need your proteins to be balanced, if you need your hormones to be balanced, you need to provide protein, so that protein actually helps synthesize hormones. So eat good sources of protein. Tend to have complete proteins. So one of the protein, the cereals, हमारे गेहूं, चावल, ज्वार, बाजरा, हम मिलेट्स जो बोलते हैं, इन सब में एक अमाइनो एसिड कम है. And because इसमें एक अमाइनो एसिड कम है, हमारे cereals don't have complete protein. And हमारे जो pulses है जिसमें हम जो दाल छोले चना हम बोलते हैं कि they have protein, they do not, they are also one amino acid less. When cereal and pulse combine together, they form complete protein. So that is the reason हमारे सारे ancient, हमारे सारे old school foods जो है जो हम खाते हैं, they are complete protein. Like, you know, idli is cereal made out of rice, but it is combined with sambar, which is pulse. When they combine together, they make a complete protein. हमारी सबसे favorite, I think a lot of us love खिचड़ी, but that is also complete protein. चावल दाल दोनों जब mix होते हैं तब खिचड़ी बनती है. Actually, khichdi is a bowl, complete meal in itself. When you make it, you know, when you make dal, you which you add to the chawal, you add actually a few vegetables like tomatoes, onions, and then you can add actually a teaspoon of ghee, and that is how we have all the nutrients in one bowl, and that is how we say one bowl meal. Okay, so khichdi is one of those. Then the most unhealthy food is also complete protein, that is chola bhatura. Bhatura is made out of maida. It is cereal, but chola is pulse. When combined together, it is a complete protein. So try to make your food a complete protein. Every time you actually have, people have actually realized that samosa was cereals, that is, it was made out of maida. So then they combined it with chola. So now you get now you get samosa chola, samosa tari. So that is how you can actually make it. I'm not saying that eat samosa chola and you'll get complete protein, but then I'm giving you examples as to how it is made. So then apart from that, proteins are rich in non-veg sources. You can actually, if you have non-veg, if you eat non-veg, complete from masale mein bana hua non-veg, you can definitely eat. You can eat egg whites. You can take soy. Caution to people with thyroid dysfunction. Soy is actually one of those. So soya protein is something that actually reduces the thyroid functioning. If you have hypothyroidism, you should be cautious of taking soy. You can take soya once or twice a week, but that too cooked form and not in kacha form. But then soya is very good for proteins. It has complete protein. And if you're vegetarian, or if you are a vegan, you would actually end up having soya protein more. Then comes, of course, milk and milk products. They are good sources of protein. Doodh, dahi, chas, matha, paneer, cheese. If you're not a vegan and if you're not lactose intolerant, you can include proteins via milk and milk products. Then we come to micronutrients. Magnesium, vitamin D, selenium, zinc are very important for hormone balance. Magnesium is as we said, hormones work via receptors. These receptors are nothing but magnesium bounded receptors, which actually take hormones connecting to them, and then that's how their functioning works. Vitamin D in itself is a hormone which helps regulate the overall body, and selenium and zinc are also very important. And then avoid. A dietitian so she will say what to avoid. I always say nothing much. You actually need to avoid 3 whites. Not avoid one white, of course, you have to avoid is white sugar. White sugar has 63 side effects in our body, and I can talk about white sugar on and on and on, because I've seen a lot of good results with people who have actually stopped eating white sugar completely. But that doesn't say that you can have jaggery and honey as well. White sugar, honey, jaggery, anything in the form of added, any sugar in the added form is bad for us. So we should be avoiding white sugar as much as you can. Actually ban it out of your life, uh, irrespective of what your weight is, what your age is, if you have diabetes or if you don't have diabetes. White sugar has got nothing good in you. So please avoid white sugar. White sugar is 8 times more addictive than alcohol. And I have seen first-hand experience hai mera, seeing that, as alcohol has white withdrawal symptoms, white sugar has withdrawal symptoms as well. One of my clients stopped stopped taking sugar in his morning tea, and he fainted around 3 p.m. in the afternoon because he was craving that sugar in the tea. So just a teaspoon of sugar can create that much of addiction in your body. So yeah, please avoid white sugar. For avoiding white sugar is so important and so difficult that I used to take I've not taken one from many months, but I used to take 21 days no sugar challenge, where I have seen first time results. People having a hard time saying no to sugar for 21 days as well. Then comes the second white is salt. Salt you don't have to avoid completely, but you have to add salt as much as low as you can. 5 grams a day is what we have in our guidelines, but if you can go below 5 is also good. Salt creates a havoc in your body by retaining water and increasing your blood pressure. So I always say जितना खाने में डलता होता है उतना ही डालो, and जिनमें एक्स्ट्रा का कच्चा डलता है जैसे हमारे आचार, हमारे प्रोसेस्ड फूड्स, हमारे चिप्स, पापड़, चटनी, जिनमें हम ऊपर से डाल के रखते हैं as preservatives, should be avoided. Of course, trans fats are to be avoided. Trans fats are nothing but fats which have changed their chemistry. So हमारे पास जो तेल और घी है, they have all the fatty acids in the cis form. When we heat the oil, when we are heating the oil, the chemistry of the fatty acids keep changing. So now when you are cooking samosa, आपने आपने तेल का पैकेट खोला, आपने कढ़ाई में तेल डाला, समोसा बना लिया, पूरा तेल यूज नहीं हुआ एंड आपने गैस बंद कर दिया, तो तेल ठंडा हो गया. आप जब फिर से गरम करते हो, जब आप फिर से गरम करते हो, तेल का जो केमिस्ट्री है वो चेंज हो रहा है. तो सिस फॉर्म के फैटी एसिड्स को डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए हमारी बॉडी में एंजाइम्स है, पर ट्रांस फैट्स को डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए, ट्रांस फैट के फैटी एसिड्स को डाइजेस्ट करने के लिए हमारी बॉडी में एंजाइम्स नहीं है. सो ये ट्रांस फैट्स हमारी बॉडी में फ्री फ्लो में घूमते हैं, बट वो डाइजेस्ट नहीं होते हैं. फिर जहां भी उनको जगह मिलती है वो जमा हो जाते हैं. The more trans fats you eat, the more trans fats are deposited in your arteries, and that's when plaque bante you see blockages in your arteries, and that's how now we have seen blockages everywhere. I recently had a client who had a block in his calf muscle. So whenever they get a place, they deposit, and then they start forming a blockage, and then we have to go under bypass surgeries. So trans fats are something we should be avoiding. So reheating of oil is what is to be avoided to avoid trans fats. Next slide. So yeah, here we are towards the end of our session. Key takeaways: hormones are body messengers for health. Lifestyle factors regulate hormone balance. Nutrition plays a very important role. These are just 5 things that I've told you. A balanced diet, FFP diet is what is very important. Include fiber, include good sources of fat, include protein in your diet, and see results. We just do a little bit of check in your diet, and you'll see you are not actually. There are key takeaways as well. Make 30 vegetables a week. Okay, make a checklist and keep it on your fridge. Every week you have to see if you have eaten 30 vegetables a week. If you have included one protein in every meal, one source of protein in every meal during breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sleeping for 6 hours, and exercising for 30 minutes 5 days a week. 30 minutes can be divided into 10, 10, 10 in a day, 15, 15. You can divide it if you want. If you cannot give half an hour completely, you can divide it in 15 days, 15 minutes, 10, 10 minutes, but have 30 minutes. And targeted health and of course micronutrients play a very important role. So the more vegetables, the more fruits that you eat, you will get micronutrients. Targeted diet helps manage PCOS, thyroid, menopause, of course. Yeah.
Thank you, Malvika. Now we have some questions posted in the chat, right? So we can take that up. Maybe. So there's a one question from Suchita. She's asking if you can recommend some home remedies to balance hormones.
So yeah, as I said that, as I said, maintaining a balanced diet is what is very important. I would suggest आप आपका fiber of course बढ़ाइए. It is very important to improve fiber and cutting down sugar completely. If one thing you are taking away from the session today is please say no to white sugar as much as you can. ठीक है, आप completely बंद करना तो it might take a lot of time. It took time for myself, so it might take time. But as much as you can reduce, you know, I have had this client who I have had this Gujarati client. Sorry if there is nothing against Gujaratis or anything, but they have good in all of their food. मेरे क्लाइंट के घर में उनकी सारे के सारे वेजिटेबल सब्जियों में दालों में सब में गुड़ डलता है. उसने सिर्फ वो गुड़ हटा दिया अपने सब सब्जियों से, दालों से, हर चीजों से. एंड उसकी सुबह की चाय शक्कर वाली रहती थी, शाम की कॉफी शक्कर वाली रहती थी. तो वो दोनों उसने कंटिन्यू किया, चाय और कॉफी, बट उसने सिर्फ अपनी दालों से, सब्जियों से गुड़ हटाया. 21 डेज में ही रिड्यूस 2.5 kgs. एंड देन ही रियलाइज कि कितना शक्कर और गुड़ चल रहा है. फिर उसने शाम की कॉफी से शक्कर हटाया एंड देन आफ्टर 10 डेज सुबह की चाय से भी शक्कर हटाया, तो उसका पूरा शक्कर गुड़ हट गया. सो देन उसका 1.5 kg और रिड्यूस हुआ. So just reducing, and it's not about just weight loss. I know a lot of people are not a lot of people are ideal body weight. They don't want to reduce weight. But if you want to manage your hormones, especially, then it's very important for you to say no to white sugar. White sugar actually is the reason behind your mood swings. Added sugars. क्या होता है when you eat anything sweet? When you eat anything sweet, your sugar rises. Then your insulin rises to actually manage your sugars. And then it is this cycle. When you eat something, your sugar rises. Then insulin. This is sugar. It is just 15 minutes. Okay, you have eaten a Cadbury. You feel good because when you eat Cadbury, your energy levels are high. But as soon as your energy levels are high, insulin comes and reduces your energy level, and then you want more. You crave for more chocolate, and once you eat chocolate again, you will feel good. And this is how, because you feel good, that feel good sense makes you eat more and more and more, and this is the vicious cycle that you get into. And that's how we say my cravings are I am craving, I am craving, I am craving. This is because the up and down in energy that you see is the vicious cycle. So we have to stop it somewhere because of our willpower, and because we have to say no to sugar, we have to say no to Cadbury's. But this doesn't say that you cannot have you should not have the sweet tooth. I am a big time sweet tooth. वो sweet tooth को manage करने के लिए we have natural sugars in the form of fruits. Fruits just don't have natural sugar, but they also have different micronutrients, phytoestrogens, a lot of other things which help you manage your hormones as well. So whenever you're feeling that sweet ka craving, you can have that fruit in the form of apple, grapes, mango, whichever seasonal fruit that is there. And apart from that, we have dry fruits as well in the form of dates, figs, anjeer. You can have all of them. I make sweets out of date. I make cake out of date, and that is how I am actually helping myself. But moderation is the key again. So yeah.
Thank you. Next one, Priya has shared a thought, right, which we all align to. I feel that is that she said that it's very important for the family to understand the hormonal changes and fluctuations, right? Because people need to know that women who are going through this, right, they are not doing it intentionally. It's what the nature, right, what the hormones are actually impacting it. So this, I feel this webinar, as like one of our attendee has basically requested her wife to join, it's important that we all listen to this and we all understand that this is not intentional and how we can provide support to the women. So that's what she has shared. Thank you, Priya, for sharing that. Malvika, do you want to say anything around that?
No, it's very important. Before I got into nutrition, I have had seen a lot. I have had seen women in my family, my mommy, my daddy, my mummy, going through different phases. My mother, my grandmother, sorry, my mommy. She was actually we used to go to her during summers, and she used to be so sweaty, so irritated sometimes so happy. And we used to feel that she is having those phases that we have come, and we are like littering around in her house, and that is why she's angry on us. But then later as in when I actually got into this, studied more on women health, and that then I realized she was in the phase of and I used to don't like she being angry or having mood swings. So I used to feel, why is she doing this? My summer holidays mein I want to be a little carefree in my maternal grandparents' house, and she's being a little fussy about all the things in her house. So, but then now I realize that if I would have had been there helping her at that time, she would have had a better phase than actually shouting around and being felt that she's not able to understand what is happening to her, and I am not able to understand what is happening to her. So now, when we are well equipped, I really try to be there for people, and we can be there for people, especially whenever we can, in whichever phase you have. If you have daughters, uh, they might be going, like, if you have daughters, they might be in their reproductive ages. You can actually understand every month and help her during that time. If you have women who are pregnant, they can actually seek your help. Postpartum is the time we all should be there with them, because it is very important. And perimenopause and menopause is the time we really need to give them space and their time to get out of whatever they are going through.
Right. Okay, there's another question from Hemavati, right? She asked, she wants some clarification on when you said that 30 bowls of veggies, right, spread for a month.
Yeah.
So is it a one
month,
bowl
no,
a day?
week.
How we can do that?
Yeah. So it is not a month, it is a week, 30 vegetables a week. And how you can divide it is very important. You don't have to stress a lot. Try to add vegetables everywhere. So now when you're talking about upma, or if you're talking about idli, so when idli, I make idli. In idli batter also, I add a few vegetables. Like I recently added uh, crushed carrot, grated carrots to my idli, and then my sambar also had tomatoes. So everything should have vegetables. My poha has onion. My poha has carrot. My poha has the matar, peas. So this is how my poha is. It contains vegetables. My chila has a lot of vegetables. My chila batter, I add onion, tomatoes. I make the chila, and then we make the chila out of vegetables. I also put my dosa has everything has vegetables as much as I can. So everything is mixed vegetable, whichever thing you want. Like even my paratha has a lot of vegetables. I make any vegetable at my home. I put it in my gehu ka atta and make a paratha out of it. So that is how I tend to increase my vegetable content in my diet. So even my like as I said, when you're taking, so it is one bowl that counts. One carrot is one serving of a raw vegetable. One raw vegetable every day. If you're not able to eat a raw vegetable, you can make a juice out of it, or you can make a smoothie out of it. Like take a bowl of curd, add any vegetable that you have, and then make it. You can also add a few seeds like chia seeds, flax seeds. Mix it in the blender and drink that smoothie. You can, if you want it sweet, you can actually add a date or two in that, or a banana, and you can have a good smoothie out of it. But something or the other in the form of raw things you should have, or you can make soup out of it. But fibers are very important to have.
Okay, so the calculation that would stay with me, in fact, Malvika, is one vegetable in a meal that comes out to be 21 vegetables in a week, and then adding at least one salad in a daytime, right?
Yeah,
So that's how we can achieve at least 20, 20 28, 29 kind of.
28 to
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
vegetables.
Okay, thank you. Okay, another question, right, is Malvika, generally people say that, okay, we have the perception, we always hear that, okay, protein is for muscle building, right? Oh, you're going to gym, okay, after coming from gym, take protein, right? Before going, take protein, right? So protein is somewhere related to the muscle building only, right? People are not able to relate that how much protein is important because, as you said, that hormones are made of protein, right? So what is the importance of protein? How we can work on that?
So protein, as I said, is हमारे बालों से लेके पैरों के नाखून तक के everything is protein. And I'm not talking about the synthetic protein that we talk during gym, that the protein powders and everything. Of course, they are also important during every phase of our life. Protein is important. It is like, it is also involved in excretory matter. Like आपने देखा होगा, a lot of people gym a lot. I see a lot of people being so obsessed with gym that आपकी तबीयत खराब है, आपको कुछ, like I had this client during COVID, gym बंद था, तो वो जिम के ओनर से जाके 2 5 किलो के डंबल्स घर लेके आ गया, एंड देन वो घर पे वर्कआउट कर रहा था. बट वो जब भी वर्कआउट करता, वो इतना एब्स एक्सरसाइज करता था कुछ भी, बट उसका जो फैट था, उसका वेस्ट के पास का फैट था, वो कम ही नहीं हो रहा था. तो वी डिस्कस एज टू व्हाट हैपेंड. तो मैंने उसका पूरा डाइट देखा, तो प्रोटीन ही नहीं ले रहा था. व्हेन एवर यू आर डूइंग एक्सरसाइज, आपका फैट तो डेफिनेटली मेल्ट होता है, बट वो हमारी बॉडी के बाहर लाइपोप्रोटीन बन के जाता है. लाइपो इज फैट दैट इज, बट देन उसको बाहर भेजने के लिए, हमारी बॉडी के बाहर एक्सक्रीट करने के लिए प्रोटीन रिक्वायर होता है. तो लाइपो प्रोटीन बन के ही वो बाहर जाता है. आप एक्सरसाइज करते हो जिम में, नो डाउट आपका फैट मेल्ट होना शुरू होता है, बट देन वो फैट को प्रोटीन कनेक्ट करने के लिए बॉडी के बाहर जाने को नहीं मिलता है. तो हमारी बॉडी में जहां भी फैट wherever फैट कम्स एंड, जहां भी फैट ठंडा होता है, आपने घी देखा होगा, तेल बनता है, जब भी आप घी को गर्म करते हैं वो मेल्ट होता है, वो तेल में कन्वर्ट हो जाता है, देन वो ठंडा होता है तो फिर से घी बन जाता है ना. तो जब भी आपकी बॉडी में फैट मेल्ट होता है, उसको प्रोटीन नहीं मिलता है बाहर जाने के लिए, वो बॉडी में जहां भी जमा हो जाता है. तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स इट इज द हमारा एब्डोमिनल फैट एंड आवर हिप के आसपास का फैट, जहाँ पे उसको जगह मिलती है और वो जमा हो जाता है. सो दैट इज हाउ. So we need protein for excretion also. हमारा हीमोग्लोबिन का ग्लोबिन पार्ट इज प्रोटीन. हमारा इम्यूनोग्लोबुलिन्स, हमारी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने के लिए जो ग्लोबुलिन्स है वो भी प्रोटीन्स है. तो प्रोटीन प्लेज, like protein is everywhere in our body. So protein is very important, and so it is not just for muscle building, it is for immunity building, it is for everything that is we require protein for.
Thank you, Malvi. That was very insightful, right? In fact, I was not aware that why it's so important. I was also taking protein only after workouts, so I understood the concept now. Another question that we have from Lata is that why you tend to have craving during periods, right? Which is typically like for spicy food, fried food, these kind of things that we really crave during our cycles.
This is because our hormones are towards the lower end. Like as we said, estrogen, progesterone are the ones which estrogen is one which is into metabolism, and because it is towards the lower side during a luteal phase, it creates a havoc in our metabolism. So that is how it is. We tend to have mood swings, and we because we tend to have mood swings, we end up eating our favorite foods, our comfort foods. And as I said, most of the times these comfort foods are high in carbohydrates, high in simple carbs. Like even if you're talking about spicy food, we don't end up eating spicy chana. We don't end up eating spicy anything rich in protein, but we end up eating rich high. We end eating spicy chips, we end eating spicy peri peri French fries, which are like again rich in carbohydrates. And why yoga? Once you eat it, your energy levels will be high. And as soon as, like, in 15-20 minutes, it will go low. And then again, you will tend to eat. So this is the reason like our mood swings create a lot of cravings during periods.
Understood. Okay. Nilima is asking that generally social media and all we have read that eating fruits, right, in place of dessert after food. So is that correct? Is there a right approach to follow, or we should avoid this?
Yeah, like I said, fruits are important. Fruits are rich in natural sugars. Anytime, yes. When you come to eating dessert, of course, in place of dessert, you can eat fruits. But again, moderation is the key. Fruits also not like because you want to eat fruit. So when ice cream cut tub is not right, eating more than like eating a lot of fruits also is not right. Moderation is the key. If you're eating fruit, also in place of dessert, keep it 100 to 150 grams at a go, not like more than that, because it might also create. It contains fructose, so it might also create rise in your spike in your sugar levels. So everything needs to be in moderation.
Understood. Okay. And obviously, like as Nilima has also pointed out, that it's important to build the healthy habits since start of your basically childhood, right? It's important because so that it gets into your routine and otherwise it becomes difficult to change later as well. Okay. Hardik wants to know more about microgreens, right? So if you can just, I know that we are running over time, so if you can quickly share more about microgreens.
Microgreens are something now they are actually being being grown like, but they are also greens in any form are really very important because of the because of the environmental things. Microgreens are being grown, and they are also good. Of course, greens in any form, I would always say they are good. You can actually go, but again, I will say anything has to be in moderation, because if they are microgreens doesn't mean that you will just keep having microgreens. You just be into, a balance. You are actually taking some from the vegetable grocery market also. Grow your own vegetables in your garden, and then also include microgreens. Everything in a balanced form will actually help you.
Understood. Okay. I guess now we have come to an end, right? Malvika, we have answered all the questions. Okay. So anything else, like Malvika, that you would like to share before we conclude?
Yeah. Just for hormonal health, keep your maintain a holistic health as much as you can. Okay, blue light effect is one thing which is very, very, very common. I know it is all available there out, and nothing I said was new, but I would like to really press upon, because it is out there, and please follow it. Blue light effect is something which is like, anything that any light that comes into your body, in your eyes, create reduces the melatonin, and because it reduces your melatonin, it reduces it reduces your sleep, and since it reduces your sleep, we are seeing a lot of hemorrhages in your hormonal effect, on your hormones, and because of that, a lot of stress is being built up. Reduce your screen times as much as you can. I know it is better said than done, but you can actually create a good sleep hygiene, which can actually help you reduce your stress. And once your stress is reduced, you can actually do, because anything, like, you exercise, you have a good diet, you follow FFP, you do everything, but if you're not sleeping well, nothing is going right. So sleep well, eat well, exercise well, everything will be really good. I'm telling you, it is a cakewalk to maintain your balance if you are actually balancing your lifestyle. Thank you.
And Malvika, some people would like to reach out to you, right, for the consultation and advice. So if you can share your LinkedIn profile with them, or maybe I
Yeah,
can share that with
yeah.
everyone. Yeah,
Please share. Yeah,
yeah.
please
Okay,
share. My name is Malvika Fulwani on LinkedIn. My Instagram account is DT Malvika Fulwani. DTMALVIKAFULWANI. I keep doing Insta lives. I keep posting on LinkedIn. That's how I got in contact with Nilima. She is a remarkable person. I really would, if you know Nilima, you might have actually, it's not something I am talking because she has told to, but I really have got a lot of help from her I Am Remarkable session. Next time if you all have not if you all have not attended her I Am Remarkable session, please do, because it is one of the life-changing sessions that I've attended with her. Thank you so much, Nilima. And that's how via LinkedIn I got in contact with her, and today I am here to give a talk on my very passionate topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Malvika. And before we wrap up, right, I would like to hand over to Nilima because she would like to share about the upcoming events that we have. In fact, that would give chance to attend and talk to Nilima, as Malvika said, in person. So, Nilima, over to you.
Thanks, Preeti. And thank you, Malvika. It is universe brought us together. And I have seen you go from, one place to another, and your passion for good diet just stands out, and it roped me in. I made many changes in my diet just by listening to you. So thank you so much, and also for the engaging session today. Really appreciate it. And everybody, thank you so much for attending and for staying on. I hope that you got some very valuable inputs. I've seen that if I walk away with just one and then implement it, it helps a lot. We can listen and listen till the cows come home, but till we don't implement, nothing happens. So just one thing I make sure that I implement after anything that I hear. And before you go, I want to tell you about Prad Sutra. This is the first time that we have created an annual day for the chapter, and it is also a very unique format where members have applied to be speakers. They have kind of sent in their entries. We have selected few, and then we have mentored them to speak on the stage. So they're talking about real life stories. They're talking about how they have overcome or how they have managed difficult projects in their life. And also sometimes they are giving us, hey, this is what worked for me, and this is what it helped me achieve. And, would you want to try it out? And so this is going to be an amazing event. I hope you have registered. If not, please scan the QR code and be there. It would be lovely. And next year you can apply to be a speaker and you can be on that stage. Believe me, we have received more than 4 times the registrations that we usually do. We have expanded the sitting space 3 times than we usually do. You don't want to miss it. So please come. And the other one I want to talk about is the webinar that we have tomorrow. It is the usual Learning Bite event that we do every month. And this is about cognitive project management in AI. Here again, the subject is such that we have received a lot of interest. A lot of people have registered. I hope you will be there too. I look forward to seeing you. And thank you so much for all your support.
Thank you so much, Nilima. And I'll be sharing the feedback link here on the chat. I would request all of you, please share your feedback about this webinar. And after that, you'll be getting the PDU for this session as well. So I'll just share the link here.
Yeah. So just be, kind of careful when you say submit, the code will flash on your screen. So please note it down. That will also, once you apply, it will, whichever leg of the talent triangle you're getting the PDU in, that will automatically be taken care of. And before we go, I want to heartfelt thank you, Malvika. So nice to have you here.
Thank you so much, Malvika.
Nilima. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you, Nilima. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Malvika, for your time. And thank you so much, everyone, for attending this session. Right. We are really grateful to all of you. Thank you, Malvika.
Right. Have a good weekend.
Yes.
Shall we take a picture? If you can switch on your cameras, let's take a picture. I hope Malvika is still here. Malvika's gone?
Yeah, Malvika has left.
Okay. All right. So then we will see another time, maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.